Like, what is it that Sharif Cooper hasn't done that I can say he should do to say he's done it all?
He won that championship. That was it.
Everything. He's done everything. He's scored a lot of assists.
The only thing that can cap off his career is becoming Mr. Basketball.
So why is it that when I watch the Wild and Odom, did I feel like he's the best player? Every time I watch the Wild and Odom play, I feel like I'm seeing something special. Like I'm seeing something that I'm not gonna maybe not see again. I said that for a long time. BJ Boston was my favorite high school player in Georgia. I don't get that feeling that I'm seeing something I'll never see again. It's the Love of the Game podcast. We're in the building. It's Sunday night. It's a sucker-free Sunday. Y'all already know what time it is. Y'all know how we get down. Y'all know what it is. Man, it's been a long couple of weeks, big dog. Like, I don't know about y'all, but shit, to me, it feel like this shit been like a grind for these last couple of weeks. But we get some basketball shit finally officially kicked off. We done had a couple of scrimmages. We done had opening week events now. Everybody get to go out and try to catch some shit. Everybody saw some games.
Yeah, I called 4 games. 2 girls, 2 boys.
Yeah.
Saw some practices, some games.
I gotta say that, man. Like
what practice you saw?
Oh shit. He saw some secret shit. That's what that mean. That's what that mean, Locke.
What practice you see?
Oh, excuse me?
Nah,
excuse me.
I just seen I just went to Osborne. I just saw them practice on Friday night.
Oh, okay.
I went to Druid Hills practice on Saturday.
Yeah, he was up early as hell on a Saturday morning, texting us at 7 a.m.
Bro, I'm telling you, come on.
Hey man, look, I live.
Why y'all be doing that, bro?
I live a million miles away from everywhere. So, but for me to get anywhere, you know what I'm saying? We on Twitch now, bro. Like it's a, you know what I'm saying?
That don't mean you wake us up.
But
I already got to wake up at 6 every day.
Hey, so Bryce actually does a lot of work for the show. So Bryce be tweeting out where we all gonna be and the games we gonna be there. So before I get on the road, I gotta hit Bryce with the agenda for today because I was in 3 gyms on Saturday.
But you could have done that Friday night, and I'd have had it in my drafts ready for Saturday.
I mean,
exactly.
I didn't know that part mattered. You know what I'm saying? Put the phone on sleep mode or do not disturb or whatever.
She put the phone on do not disturb. That's selfish, for people who trying to who really never mind.
Out here in the streets. Druid Hills, I guess I don't know if it was a practice, but a workout or whatnot Saturday morning.
Yeah,
I was.
And it was some shit.
How they look?
They look really good, man. Like, I like their team a lot. I like the way they work out. I like the way they practice or work out. I don't think any DeKalb team is practicing, but came in, everything was really organized. Everything really organized. Druid Hills getting after it. All the drills are on the clock. All the drills are competitive. And his team was really going game speed. You know, when you come in and it's a workout and you're getting shots up, a lot of times kids ain't really, you know what I'm saying? Like they getting shots up, but they not really getting better because they not really going at it. Yeah. These guys were really going at it, man. And he got some pieces that I really like, especially, after seeing up close. And he got guys that can make shots. And when I look at how they work out with how many shots they get up every workout, then it starts to kind of make sense, like why he got so many guys that can make shots. I think like this year and like even all the games that I watched, like it was all about like there are so many teams where we know what certain guys are gonna do. You know what I mean? Like we know what we're gonna get. But it's like, what about the X Factor guys? You know what I'm saying? What about those guys that's like, damn it, they get big production from this guy or this guy, and that makes them a different team. So I think like for Druid Hills, it's gonna be Jaden Kendricks. Jaden Kendricks at the guard spot. Then they got a sophomore 2023 guard, David Sledge. Certified dog. Certified dog. Young guy, young kid. That's a dog. So I think if they get, everybody knows about Lingo, you know what I mean? Able to make shots, big, 6'3", long, kind of big body guard or whatever. But if they get huge production from Kendricks and Sledge, then that makes Druid Hills different. You know what I mean? It was good to see those kids going at it, working out up close, everybody competing, really getting after it. I love practice, man. Coaches, y'all invite me to practice.
So when will DeKalb County be able to play?
I don't know.
When no.
Officially, I don't know. Unofficially, I'm here January 1st. We're in the state of Georgia,
But
by the way.
You know, we might not. They might shut it down by the time January get here. You heard me?
That's what
They
I'm
may
hearing.
shut down by the time it gets January. So now those seniors are not going to have no type of film.
Locke, you might have to come out and come back in. Your screen freezing up, big dog. But
Yeah,
I agree with you, Locke. I mean, you know,
All right.
and I talked about that with Coach Stroud. Like, that's my concern about what DeKalb County did. And not that they're wrong. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I totally get it. DeKalb County basically was like, yo, no winter sports because of COVID. You know, we shutting this whole thing down. And, you know, they made that decision, and they made that decision early. So I understand that. But the issue with Georgia when it comes to high school basketball is the governing body is a bunch of South Georgia dudes that, I mean, come on, if we just being honest, really only care about football. The governing body, GHSA, the governing body, not everybody that we know that's involved with basketball that makes basketball what it is in the state of Georgia, but the governing body, man, they make rules to help football. And I say that because, like, they pushed back the football season to make sure everything was going to go right with COVID and to make sure that they could practice, but they didn't do shit for basketball to make sure that everything was going to go right. Basketball has just been having to figure it out. And
winging it.
You know, they didn't give them an additional 2 weeks to make sure that they could get their football kids back and still have a great season. They're making it county by county, and DeKalb made that call. You know, I'm hearing January 1st. I'm hearing that they're going to reevaluate up until then. I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But what I do know is typically when DeKalb County makes that call, even though they're independent, I feel like Atlantic Public Schools are kind of in line with that way of thinking. Gwinnett has kind of been strict and in line with that way of thinking. How far off are they from the rest of these school boards from making a decision? I mean, we've already seen events get moved because, I mean, hasn't Cobb decided that there are no events? Is that not why the McEachern event got moved or got canceled?
I think maybe because the attendance. You know, it's going to be hard to make money at the door if you only allowed a certain number of people inside the building. So, you know, I think like Gwinnett changed it to 150. That's why like Sean had to move his event at the last minute. So it's like that's including teams as well. So
Right.
You're really not making, you know, you got
Nothing.
something has to pay these refs. Refs
I
are
agree.
not. You know,
I agree
refs are more
100%.
expensive during high school tournaments than AAU tournaments.
I agree, Locke. And I don't – my thing is, to me, with the governing body, when you make it up to the school districts, it makes it hard, man. To me, like, if you take the season and you move it to January, we're already talking about the vaccine being distributed by like mid-December, December 11th was the last date that I heard.
Yeah, December
They're
12th.
gonna start distributing. If you move the season back to January, you give every county an opportunity not only to have all your football kids back, everybody to have a start date that is more logical for every county to start on, and also everybody to have a full season. Like you got some counties that's only playing like 16 games or 18 games or whatever. Man, get it. Like Georgia basketball is too good. Give us a full basketball season. Let everybody start off on the same foot. And even if high school season stretches out to April, who is it really hurting? Like how many kids are football is a huge impact for basketball, but baseball is not. How many teams is it really impacting if, the few kids that are playing baseball and basketball
Only thing
what they're going to do?
I would say with that, so it's no live period in the spring, but in April. So, that's like, okay, basketball can carry on to the spring. Only thing I'm going to say, you have basketball players that run track.
Some.
And that would may be a problem for some players because, some guys are just playing basketball just to stay in shape, but track is their main sport. But it's not a lot of guys. But I definitely don't think it interferes with baseball. I say track may be the only sport it may affect.
I think even the number of track athletes is probably less than the number of football athletes. Yep. And single A and double A schools are who we're trying to solve this problem for, trying to help, to be honest.
They get hit the hardest because I know some basketball teams down in South Georgia, they can't start, period, because they only have 2 basketball players. The rest of the team is football players.
What happens? Yep. What happens if you have 1 or 2 football players and they just throw on a jersey? I mean, will you get caught?
Hold on, say that again.
If you have a few football players that play basketball and they just throw on a jersey.
Their issue is the football coach.
Yeah. I'm a basketball guy. I'm just not throwing no jerseys. You gotta have a little type of game.
But I mean, like we know kids that can hoop that play, but I'm talking about legitimate players. I'm not talking about like just.
Okay. There are like I was watching the Providence Christian game on SUV TV, and they were talking about a football player that was playing on Saturday that had just played in a football game that Friday night. Well, at Providence Christian, they may be okay with that. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of schools where football is king and they're not okay. Like, when you play football, you're playing football and you're not doing anything else.
But you know what's so crazy about
like,
football?
I'm in Marietta. They not letting no football kids hoop.
Yeah.
Not during football season.
And I don't know. What's funny about this season? I heard a lady told me back in Albany they made the playoffs and they just won 1 game. Like 1 game in the regular season, and they in the state playoffs.
For football.
But she said they only played maybe 5 or 6 games. So it's like I don't think football actually getting their full season as well.
Yeah, they've missed they missed games too because I feel like
a few games.
They're missing games because of COVID scheduling, though.
Yeah,
they kept them on the same page as far as the start date.
True. Well,
yeah, man, it's just.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, with like you said, they could have started all at the same time or pick back up in January or whatever the case may be. But
only thing I know, like I told seniors that I know, you don't know when you're gonna get that text from your coach. Hey, the season is canceled because of COVID.
Yeah, and we have been saying
you need to play every game like it's your last.
Yep.
100%.
Because if you want to get recruited, you're gonna need some film. If you don't have any film for your senior season, it's gonna be tough.
And that's why I'm for the pushback, because I know how important it is, especially after how the summer went, how important it is for these 2021s. You know what I mean? Like, if we're playing high school basketball until April, like we're really not hurting anything. then I would rather that than to have a straight cancellation. Like, as of right now, you could still allow these kids to practice with their teams and to have some inter squad scrimmages with their teams between the varsity and the JV teams. Like, we don't have to be in a spot where we have to do what DeKalb County did and cancel if I feel like if our governing body kind of stands up and takes care of this situation. Because, like, I mean, Hillsman has been trying to help teams reschedule games because of all the games they lost during COVID. Now people are sending that to us, and we're posting games about scheduling and trying to help teams find games and replace games that they're missing because of COVID. Like right now, and especially as people bring their kids back inside the classroom, right? Coach Carden was on here last week, and he said 6 of his players got quarantined. None of those kids actually tested positive for COVID. It's just they're face-to-face in the classroom. One of their classmates tests positive, so the whole class is quarantined for 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. Like, how do we get through the season when, you know what I mean? I'm worried that those same seniors that need film, you know, you could get quarantined for a month out of your season. 2 weeks here, 2 weeks another time, you missed a whole month of the season by no fault of your own, and you didn't even test positive. Like, to me, that's rough. All to force a season inside of a certain window that doesn't necessarily have to be in that window. Y'all educate me. Y'all, you know, jump in the comments, help educate me, help me understand.
Who we need to get on, who can really break this down? Chris Watkins.
I agree.
Really break this down. Like, we need to try to get him on the show because he can break all. Like, every time I do a Wednesday Thoughts, he doesn't come in, but he calls me and tells me why this wouldn't work or what you think. You know, he gives some great opinions, and I feel like he can really break it down on what GSJ should do, because he honestly think it's not going to be a season for long. He really thinks it's going to shut down.
For school events, school hosted events, why didn't they just say parents and media, coaches and team, training staff?
Because they want to make money.
But thing is, like, I think some counties, Gwinnett, from what I'm hearing, is live streaming every game. The county. It's free. So that's why they cut the limit of numbers of how many people can come in the gym, and they're streaming the games.
Yeah, that's smart. I don't think anything happens if we start in January, because you can play 2 or 3 games a week and still get the games in and practice time in or whatever you need. A lot of states don't even finish their high school season until April anyway. Like, you got to look at the EYBL dates. Look at the EYBL and Adidas dates. They don't really don't start until April. So.
And if we go into, if the entire government goes into a mandated quarantine, then the high school season is done anyway. I mean, if the quarantine happens in January, then there's no region play, there's no region championships, there's no state tournament. I mean, that's really beyond our control. I mean, super beyond our control at that point. Like, I'm just saying, what can we do to manage where we are right now? Like, I understand. No, I don't think that means they have to play now. Like, why are we worried about what the government does? Again, if the government mandates the entire shutdown, then everything is going to be shut down anyway. Like, I don't think, I mean, to me, it's like reading the room, bro. Like we're almost 200,000 new cases a day at this point, bro. Like, read the room. Like, let's save. To me, I'm all about trying to save as much of the season and give these kids as many games as possible, not go as fast as possible. That doesn't necessarily give.
I agree with that. I don't think they need to go rush it and try to get it done, but there's a way you can do it, I think.
Yeah.
Even if you pick up after Christmas or in January or whatever, you can still get your games in, I think.
I mean, if we're seriously impacted, if it gets that bad out here, like, I mean, we just had a whole summer of basketball where
Hey, man.
The AAU season didn't even start until June.
Right.
But and we
You know
kept
what
it
I mean?
rolling.
And
Hey,
we kept it
and but
rolling then.
I will tell you one thing though about that. When it started in June and we played every week through August, boy, you are exhausted.
You are
So
we made it work.
So yeah, but we made it work. But
We made it work.
if high school has to start in January, whatever happens, and they start in January and they're playing nonstop, oh, you gonna be tired. No, yeah, ain't gonna be no rest. Like
I feel like we made it. Not only did we make it work, we had good camps.
Yeah.
Kids still got a lot of exposure, got a lot of write-ups. Like we figured it out in Georgia. I don't know nationwide, but in Georgia, we figured it out.
Yeah. I honestly think what's going to really happen if the high school season get canceled, as soon as we go on lockdown and we come back, we're cranking up AAU again. Like you might as well just say high school season's over with. If we lock down, trust me, tournament directors are getting ready to host tournaments. Soon you already see the tip-off classes already have their dates.
And see, that's why I think our governing body needs to get involved, because if GHSA already has dates of when the high school season is going to start, I think there's enough of a relationship between high school and AAU that AAU will leave it alone. If we know, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, no, you still with your school team. Y'all going to start January. Y'all going to start this day or whatever. He's saying once a new Biden gets in office, he's shutting it down. Well,
some places are back on curfew and stuff and getting to the point.
I mean, all of that is not up to necessarily the president either. The governors and the mayors of these places have to be on board for a shutdown for that to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, our governor was in control of our reopening. Our governor has kept us open the entire time when other places have shut down. So I don't necessarily know that
Atlanta been open.
Wide open.
Wide open.
Wide open. So I don't know that that's all on the president to do. We are dealing with that right now in Florida. One of my kids was in class with a student who tested positive for COVID. And they shut down our whole team until November 30th, 10 of 12 online learning. Yeah. That's tough. I mean, you know, like I said, Cherokee County is that way, face-to-face. Paulding County has a lot of kids that are face-to-face. I'm wondering what's going to happen, how far they're going to go with this. Like if you know, an actual basketball player, you know, tests positive, do you quarantine the team that he played against? Like how far are we going to go? Like before we, you know, they're getting ready now. Just think it's some middle school events that are going on. Wow.
I think
hey man, I have seen AAU tryouts.
Hey, so let me ask you this. Is it bad then that AAU are having tryouts early?
Yes.
Is it still bad?
I think it's disrespectful.
Hold on. First of all, even if it wasn't a COVID type of situation, well, for me,
I think it's bad.
I'm not having tryouts. I'm gonna be last to have tryouts because I know how parents shop their kids around and things like that, or kids are undecided, they don't know who they want to play for, this and that. I'm not about to train anybody for 4 months.
Hey, but you know what? That does happen. You think you have a kid throughout the entire winter, and throughout the high school season.
And they gonna play with somebody else. Yeah.
They gonna play with you, gonna put in all that work.
I do think it is important to allow the high school team or coaches and teams and players to focus on their season too. Because I also don't want to be in a situation where now I think it's different from training if you're getting a little training session in or whatever, but I don't want to be the reason why a kid comes up and he rolls his ankle, or you know, something happens and he can't play the next game and he costs that coach, that program a win, or you know, a fair shot at winning. I don't think that's so. I don't necessarily want, like, I don't mess with anybody That's just my rule. I'm not going to mess with you until, even in February, it's kind of hard too because a lot of kids are still in playoffs or region or state, and that's even worse. So you really got to watch it. So it's like
I'm
really not doing it.
I agree with you, Bryce. I'm not touching nobody's kids until after the season is over, right? Like, I mean, workouts, yeah, like during Thanksgiving break, during Christmas break, your school may or may not be working out. So will I host a workout for kids that have already played with me? Yes. Will kids that haven't already played with me because they got invited by a kid that played with me or something come into the gym and try to get some work in? Cool, no problem. But like official tryouts or scrimmages or something like that, and even then, like when we talked about it before, Huff was still kind of like antsy, like about his kids getting hurt in those workouts. Yeah. And I was like, well, Huff, they're going to train anyway. They're going to get shots up, anyway. At that point, I'm not.
What I do is
really go pick up and stuff during those times, bro. Like, just come in here, get your shots, get your work.
Right. I mean, like even now, like if a kid, like one kid will reach out and he wants to get in the gym, then I like go work out him because I know I can do one-on-one and he'll probably be okay. But even in like February or March, like if I know a kid is still playing, I'll just tell him to come because if you come, that way we can see that you're committed. We don't need you to play. I don't even need you to touch a ball. But if you come and sign in and check in, you know what I'm saying? You see, talk to who you got to talk to. That way we know, okay, he at least he committed, he considering it. You know what I mean? But I don't want nothing to do with it. Like nothing.
Me either, bro. Not during season because I don't want, to me, like that might be the coach's best player. That he might be counting on that kid. You might not be welcome in their gym no more. You get one of their kids hurt, man. Like
I think it's risky.
Yeah, you don't want the blame.
No, sir. I don't want like I said, non-contact. A lot of drills, a lot of skills, a lot of shots. Come get your work
for me.
Yeah.
Hey,
you can shoot 100 free throws.
Speaking of AU,
can we go back and talk about the event yesterday and Locke's event that he went to?
Yeah, I do want to talk about this one comment real quick, though.
All right.
When it comes to schools having a bubble, I want to say this because I feel like it's important. I think schools can have a bubble.
Hey, you did it the whole summer.
When I look at how Lemon Street is putting together this event for the Lemon Street Classic at Marietta, right? We are having teams come in at the bus entrance, right? And we're taking those teams and we have classrooms set up for those teams with TVs so that they can see the games that are before theirs, right? We're keeping those teams contained in different classrooms. They literally will not be around any fans or any side people, right? They're assigned like a liaison, somebody that's coming to check on them and make sure they got everything that they need. Yeah. They're not around anybody until they actually get to the court.
Okay, so no interactions before the game.
Limited, very limited. There's almost no interactions with anybody else. Their locker rooms are cleaned and disinfected before and after they leave. That we have a self-contained practice court where they go and it's only just them to get their shots up before the game or whatnot, whatever they want to work on, whatever they want to do. And it is so self-contained that there's literally no contact for any of those teams. So at Lemon Street, what we see at normal tournaments, where you see a bunch of kids just sitting in the stands waiting for the time for them to go change or go to the next game, we cut out all of that. They are self-contained. And to me, that model could work and be used as a bubble, and you could have 12 teams a day, 6 games, you know what I mean? 14 teams, 7 games a day, and let teams get their games. Parents, media, let teams get their games, and you could have a bubble, and I think it could work.
No, that is a smart idea.
That,
classrooms and watch the games.
Back in the day, when AAU, when you had live periods, they made you sit in the room and watch TV anyway, and do your little paper, you do your stuff before you played in front of the coaches. So it's kind of the same thing, similar. It's a good idea.
Yeah, that's dope. Really dope idea.
I agree. Not perfect. Can't control all the interaction that happens beforehand. Those two teams are still going to mix it up and play basketball. So, but I feel like it's at least they're not that close interaction with all the fans and all of that stuff. Like, we're keeping people up off the court. No Gucci roll.
Yeah, Gucci roll is probably canceled for this year. Then
I
again,
would love to see. This is another great one. I would love to see teams get tested before the games. I just think it's smart.
so
But-
what do you do what do you do when you have positive tests for that team? That game they just don't play?
We should be doing what other countries are doing with contact tracing, testing, contact tracing, quarantining people. Like,
But you mean before the tournament? You mean like 2 days before the tournament? Oh, okay. I thought you mean like the day of.
I mean, you could if testing was like it, you could. Fam, I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is if they shut everything down in January, it's still all bad. It does not matter. For the kids that we're trying to save, if they shut down in January, there's still no region play. There's still no region tournament. There's still no state tournament. You're still losing the majority of your season if it gets shut down in January, no matter what.
Yeah, because they're gonna make you stay in the house for 6 weeks or whatever it is.
Yeah, these 10 games that you're trying to rush in before January is not going to save the season. I'm talking about trying to save a big portion of the season. I agree. Should a state tournament be structured like Kentucky high school basketball? Each class has a different venue. Man, that's beyond my skill set, man. I don't know.
That seemed like a lot of work.
Right. That's beyond my pay grade.
To me, it seems like, Georgia high school, I mean, yes, they are all about football, but it seems as though that if they had, I don't know, because I'm just right now, if they had somebody on their team that was involved with a little bit more in basketball, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You have to educate me on this one, man, on how girls will get the short end of the stick. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, how does that? What's the difference?
Yeah, you have to educate me on why they would get the short end of the stick.
If boys don't play, girls don't play, right?
Massachusetts, my school has to test before we play up here in Massachusetts. If a team is a player with a positive test, then we cancel that team and move on to the next. We will only play 14 games this season, playing 7 teams twice.
That's solid.
I just, man, I just want to make sure kids get games and they get film and they get, some sort of. Y'all kids' lives are on the line. No basketball, no college. My kids going to the streets. Yeah.
Well, yes. It is a concern, but understand, like Locke said, if something comes up and it's canceled, they're going to go back to their AAU situation. And whenever AAU pops back up, that's where they're going to play.
Yeah.
It's not like,
kids are going to play AAU.
Yeah, they're going to play basketball. So it's just a matter of when and for who and how it's going to work.
Yeah.
I would hope that even if we decided to push back, that high schools keep it together. I mean, it's not like we're saying, you know what I mean? It's already, we're close to December. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would hope high school.
I agree. I agree. I just think that if the bigger picture at this point now is recruiting, then you're playing games for whoever you can play for or whatever the case may be. But yeah, I don't know.
Man, let's get to it. We saw a lot of basketball. We saw Druid Hills and Osborne practice. I saw a JV game there at a while.
I'm not going to any more high school practices because every time I go to a practice and I tell the truth on how I feel about the team, they say I'm hating.
You only
They call it headed.
you only
I
went to
went to more than
one.
one practice. I went to one. You only know I went to one.
But you went to more than one at the same school.
No, I went to a practice down in South Georgia.
So both
But-
of the schools, both the coach said you was hating.
But how is it hating if I say I don't know if y'all are good or not? I might say you don't have any talent. That's not saying that you have a bad team.
That's kind of.
I just say,
Wait,
okay, there's no talent out there, huh?
saying a
I
team
feel
that's
like it's
no
a
talent is not saying that they're a bad team.
No, because you can play
Right.
well, like you can play
Right, here's the
hard,
thing,
but I mean,
but
you
like,
have
here's the
talent
thing.
for players to go to the next level.
But like, here's the thing: in most normal high schools, I'm talking about normal high schools, you're only gonna probably have 2 or 3 dogs on each high school team. The rest of them are gonna be what they are. Now, I'm not talking about your high major, mid major, no. I'm talking about normal high schools. They probably only got 2 or 3, and then the rest of it, you gotta, you make do.
Say
So,
a lot too honest.
If you say, hey, Lock, come to my practice. All right, cool. Practice over it. Coach, what you think? Coach, you ain't got shit.
that's what it went wrong in the first place. That's what it went wrong in the first place.
Wait, you told the coach that they ain't
Bro,
get shit.
I said no. This is
He
what I
told the handler. He told the handler.
No, this is what I say. I'm like, look, okay, y'all need this piece and this piece, but the rest of it is just no talent. There's no talent out there. That doesn't mean that y'all are gonna have a bad season or you're not a bad team. I'm just saying because I haven't seen the team play. I'm going by what I see at practice. And if I see at practice with my own eyes, I'm gonna say there's no fucking talent.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Hey man.
And that's not saying that the team is
But here's the
bad.
thing, Lock. I saw that same team that you practiced. I saw them scrimmage, a real scrimmage. Their first scrimmage of the year. Now, I'm not disagreeing with you that there are some things that a lot of things that they can improve upon. However, like I said, most high schools only have 2 dudes, and one of their dudes will be playing soon, I think. So when you get that dude back, it's gonna probably make a difference.
Okay.
I'm not saying you wrong. I'm just saying
Okay. I just want to make sure because at the end of the day, that dude comes back. All right, he's one guy. They still don't have a lot of talent.
but they'll have enough to compete,
to win games.
To win
But
games.
I'm not saying they're a bad team.
So what'd you say?
They're just not talented.
I think maybe it's how you put it. When you say y'all ain't got shit.
I didn't say it like that. I said that in my head.
No, you said it in the text messages too.
Okay. When you tell a team they ain't got shit.
What's the point of being honest? Like if you ask don't ask me to if you know me, don't ask me to come to practice. I'm not trying to.
They should ask me to come because I'd have given them a politically correct answer. Like,
I'm not. I did. Are they paying you to be political?
Nah.
All right then.
But I'm just saying, I would have been like, yeah, man, your big man need to work on this and that. Your wing need to work on this and that.
You evaluate a lot. You're supposed to give an evaluation.
I did. I said, look. I said, this is what you need. This is what I think you should do too. If you want to win, you got to do this and do that. But I'm saying just overall, there's just no talent. Like you have to get some talent regardless.
We're going to get to this game. We're going to get to Sandy Creek and Pace. I promise.
So, but that doesn't make you a bad team. And only reason I say that because I'm from South Georgia. I've seen teams that don't have any talent but win games. So I'm not saying there's a bad team. I'm just saying, hey, coach, you ain't got no talent, but if you play hard, you might have to, you may get another transfer, get another guard, just get something. Maybe y'all look a little better. But right now, there's nothing. It's like this what you got.
But look, there's teams that have talent and
why did he clap his hands like this? Why did he clap his hands like that? That shit is crazy.
What you think, bro?
I said there's teams now that already have talent and look just as bad as the teams that don't.
Okay. Okay, but that's what I'm saying. I didn't say the team was bad or good.
Yeah,
Only thing I'm saying, look, y'all gotta understand.
I'm
I
not
watch
debating.
ANU. I watch a lot of kids. So it's like you watch a lot of talented kids. So when you watch kids that are not talented, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
they're not basketball players. It's let's be
We
real.
watch
They're
a lot
not
of basketball.
basketball
We know.
players.
Yeah, we watch a lot of basketball. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like he's
Yeah.
not a basketball player, which is fine. If he's gonna play his 4 years, work at Home Depot, just whatever, go to school, go to college, do whatever. But if he's not a basketball player, that's fine. That doesn't mean he's not gonna help you win games.
Just don't say the school's name.
30 for 30 this weekend.
Huh?
Didn't you give a player the nickname 30 for 30?
Oh yeah, either they're gonna give you 30 points or 30 shots. You gotta start calling them 30 for 30.
And most likely 30 shots.
That's
Either
the
they'll
code.
give you 30 points or they're gonna give you 30 shots.
Okay. Let's get into it, man. We saw a lot of games. Let's get into the games that we saw. Shout out to Etowah's JV team. I saw Etowah and Marietta play JV. Good talent on the JV side. Both groups ran an offense well, really low scoring game. Like, got good shots, had problems making shots on both ends, but a lot to look forward to at both schools, judging by what the young guys out there playing JV.
You are here.
Good effort on both sides.
You really evaluating JV?
I mean, I was there. I watched it.
Hey, it's some good JV. I just couldn't watch y'all play Bryce when you was coaching JV.
That we played before varsity on the same night.
True. He had to be a bang for my buck now.
But he also had good knife in JV at Westlake, though.
Yeah. Hey, man, we watch everything, man. And coaches, invite me to your practice. I actually like practice more than I like games sometimes.
Yeah, I'd probably rather go to practice than to watch you play a game.
I would.
Yeah.
Especially if it's free.
Yeah, invite me to your practice. Just don't ask me what I think.
So, thoughts on Pace Academy or St. Francis, Grayson, Milton? Milton lost by a buzzer beater. Any thoughts on that?
Well, great win by Sandy Creek. I feel like that was a statement.
That's a big win. That's a huge win.
A statement game.
Miles fucking Rice.
Hey, I watched that video of him today. Whoa. Whoa. He is going to tear the Pac-12 apart.
Took over the basketball game.
Took over in the second half, from what I heard.
Yeah. But, for those two teams, right, I think it's about the guys, that don't get their name called so much. I think we know what Miles Rice is going to do. He did take over that basketball game. But I think when it comes to Vic Newsom, who hit some big shots in that game, who I like, they got a 6'7" freshman, Micah Smith. Bro, if they can get big time production out of that kid, Micah Smith a motherfucker.
How did Deshaun Proctor do? They got some big dudes. I
like Deshaun Proctor too. Hey, Deshaun Proctor is crazy because my man from Pace, who they told us he was hurt. He ain't hurt. He playing.
Oh, Cole. Yeah.
Cole Middleton is so big that he made Deshaun Proctor look small. And that is not easy to do because Deshaun Proctor is huge. Deshaun Proctor is swole. But Cole Middleton is diesel. And so watching that battle between those two guys was really good. But Micah is the kid that I'm watching for that Sandy Creek team because, like, what we talked about with both of these teams, it wasn't necessarily could they win state. Because I think we all feel like that their state, they should win state. But our question was, could they be Geico national type teams? And I think that depends on some of the guys who don't get their name called that much
Mm-hmm.
So for Sandy Creek, I feel like it's Vic Newsom, it's Deshaun Proctor, it's Micah Smith. For Pace Academy, I believe it's the point guard Mettenberg. It's the Baker kid that comes off the bench. It's Josh Reed. What can they get from those other pieces?
That's a good point.
And that will make them different. You know what I mean? If they get big production from those other pieces.
Well, and from my experience of seeing Geico, because I think a huge factor in being able to compete with those teams is point guard play. You got a dominant big, and a phenomenal point guard. So to me, I mean, and of course, I said that nobody could a couple weeks ago, so I might be reneging. But
if you renege, I'm on your head because you argued with me the entire day.
I'm still not saying that we have teams that can go win it. I'm just saying that you need to have a really good point guard and a phenomenal big or wing.
Okay, does Sandy Creek have that?
Yeah, they do. And then, like Dre said, they have the other pieces, but
they need more from those pieces.
They still need more because you're going to go against an IMG, a Mount Verde, and they're going to have 8 of those dudes all the same. It's not going to be a drop off.
Anything's possible.
It's not fair, right? I mean, the Michael Smith kid is just a freshman, but this is your chance to be a Geico team. So we don't get to have it.
Well, we're probably not going to have Geico this year either, though. Unfortunately,
you're right.
Probably not.
You're right. We're not going to New York no time
soon. Yeah, probably right. I don't know, man. I'm still holding out hope. Vaccine, baby.
You know what is unfortunate though, actually, as we discuss it, is the fact that Pace and Sandy Creek and those schools like that with nationally ranked kids aren't getting to go to Beach Ball Classic. They're not getting to go to West Virginia for the ESP events and so on and so forth.
Hoop Hall,
and City of Palms,
right? And for high school programs, you don't always. You might get a player like Jabari or Matthew
once in a lifetime,
once every 20. It's not like they're just coming every So that's the unfortunate thing about it, that both of those schools would probably be nationally on national schedule.
I gotta give Jabari some credit too. Saying they are deep enough, but Jabari has to be Jabari for them to win at that level. I agree. Jabari and Matt Cleveland actually matched up and guarded each other quite a bit.
I heard that.
I was happy to see that.
What was the box score? Does anybody know?
The box score.
As far as
I'm checking on
and Madison there.
Dre favorites got page. So let me.
Oh, he's an excellent stat keeper.
Who? Trent?
No, Sandy. So Myra Rice finished with 22.
You got the password now.
I got my connection.
18 and 11.
Yeah,
that's solid.
18 and 11.
Cleveland.
Matt Cleveland had 14.
Bow tie.
And Madison had 13.
Stat keeper elite.
Best top 5 in the business.
Give him way too much credit.
I got to see Grayson and St. Francis. I watched the entire game.
Yeah. What you think?
I'm gonna go back on my word again. I actually want to give Mark Edwards his credit because last summer, or when was that? We talking to him in the gym.
Oh, anyway, it was at the camp. It was at the camp. It was in the camp in the spring. It was in the spring, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're right. Right before COVID, he said Ian Shefflin was a high major, and we said he is not high major, and he is most definitely high major. And at the next level, I think he goes from a more of a 4 to a 3, and because he can shoot the ball, I think he can handle it pretty well, and he knows. The thing about him is he knows what he's doing. He's really good. He's good. So I think I was wrong on that. But I was basing it off of how tough certain conferences are, and can he play that position at that conference? But I think he's gonna be all right. Grayson is gonna be pretty good. They're solid. I don't think they're like they were last year.
Yeah. I
But
seen
they're
a
gonna get it
couple of
done.
guys had a great game. Robert Coward had 19 points, 18
Coward-
rebounds.
Yeah.
The
Coward.
point guard out of Alabama, Tyrese Elliott, 13
Yeah.
points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, 5 steals.
It's really
Taj
good.
Kelly, Chauncey had 10 apiece.
They're
I
deep.
heard good things about Caden MacArthur coming off the bench. Made a lot of key plays. They say he finished with 6 assists.
I think he sacrificed a lot of his game, but but the important thing about it is he's buying in. You know what I mean? I think a lot of kids don't buy in, and I think he's bought into to what he has to do for that team to be successful, which is good. They think the whole team seems like they had bought in. You know what I mean? Like they seem like they're playing together, like they accepted their roles and so on and so forth. That's what I got out.
It looked like St. Francis is getting better, but still hasn't like
meshed.
St.
It's like they
Francis
don't fully have an identity yet.
St. Francis has a lot of talent. I think, and this is just what I've seen in the scrimmage and the game yesterday. I think that they go on runs, but then they lose those runs, or the swing happens really fast because they don't slow down. I think that they have a lot of really, I guess, pretty good guards, and they all want to shoot. And they
want to get their rocks off.
They want to score, and like Jordan Brown is pretty good. I don't know all the kids' names on their team. I don't know.
You got Usain, you got Kaiser, you got Seth.
Yeah. So to me, I think they could be really good, but I think that they're gonna have to buy into each other, wanting to play with each other, and they're gonna buy into being wanted to get better.
I don't know how to address.
I disagree. I don't know who Andy
shooting a lot.
I don't know who Andy is. I don't know who Andy is, and I don't want Andy to be mad at me.
Right.
But I disagree.
Maybe there's more that Jordan Brown can do that I haven't seen, and that they're not letting him. I don't know. I just know he's getting a lot of attempts. So
they're all shooting the ball. Like I don't think there's anything that's like anybody's being held back. But if you want to win games, you have to play a certain way. Like you can run and gun and get it, but when it's time to run something and look for, sometimes you gotta hit the high post, sometimes you gotta hit the low post, short corner. Like,
so are you saying they basically need a point guard that doesn't look to score as much?
That could be
basically look to facilitate, run the offense.
He needs to be held back. Jesus. Wow. Hey, y'all brutal in these comments, bro.
Yeah, y'all going hard. See, I ain't say it. I'm just saying, from a whole team aspect, I think they got a chance to be really good if they all bought in and all wanted to play together. Look at them.
They got
in the Milton game, they should have won that game. They should have beaten Milton.
And I'm trying to understand what you mean, man. Like, I don't know how somebody that normally when people say
that's his nephew. Jordan has to be his nephew.
It gotta be.
He sounds like an uncle.
Trust me, I know. Can you pull up his stats? Can you pull up Jordan Brown stats?
Normally, somebody.
I'm just be honest. They don't have his stats listed.
Okay. And Andy, I'm gonna say when I say this, what I mean, right? I'm not saying that there's not more that that kid can. I don't know. I'm not saying that.
Right.
What I'm saying is that normally when we make statements like that, it's when a kid is not getting shot attempts and they need to be able to
sit down on the bench. Yeah.
I mean, that kid is getting a lot of shot attempts. From what I could see, he's getting attempts. So I don't know how many times he's supposed to.
Listen, here's the difference.
How many shots he's supposed to get a game, but it seems like he's getting a lot of attempts.
If AJ White shoots 14 times, he's probably going to make 11. Jordan Brown's probably getting the same amount of shots. How many shots is he making? I feel like if you shoot 20 times and you make 16, we probably going to let you shoot.
And I'm going to say this. I feel like if on that team, on that St. Francis team, when you talk about Jordan Brown, you talk about Jason Holt, you got the kid, what's the shooter?
Seth Hubbard.
Seth Hubbard.
Seth Hubbard.
Well, him too. Self Hubbard.
Yeah, I'm
Another
talking
shooter that
about.
played for the Celtics.
We're talking about Robin. Is that?
Keith Robbins.
Yeah, he didn't play yesterday. I don't think.
When you have all of those guys,
They have a lot of talent.
to me, if you get 10 shot attempts,
You got to make 8. You got to make
that's
7.
a good amount of attempts, though.
That's enough.
Yeah, with that talent. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're getting 10 shot attempts with all of those guys on the floor, to me, that's a pretty good amount of attempts. And I feel like Jordan Brown is getting those attempts. He's getting that amount of attempts. So I don't know what they mean about when they need to let him go. So
I mean, I think if you want to win games, they're all going to have to buy in. And if that's him shooting 10 shots,
So, you saying Holt finished with 24 points.
he shoots, he gets his shots off, but most of them he makes.
And he's a tough shot maker.
Yeah, he makes tough shots.
He's a tough shot maker.
they're gonna call me haters all week. I hope
Hey.
they don't call me a hater because I'm not shitting on that kid at all. I'm just saying I felt like he's getting enough attempts for
That's
him.
a good comment. That's a
Clutch.
good comment about Odom. And I think Locke nailed it too. I think they need somebody who's going to step up and facilitate and run the show and be vocal and man good shots and demand you get stops and so on and so forth, because they have plenty of pieces.
And maybe the issue with Brown or Hubbard, who seems to be kind of struggling trying to find his issue, is that maybe the shots are not coming from the right spots on the floor, so they're not as comfortable as they want to be. I don't know, but
Right.
it just seems like they haven't found it yet.
Dre, when you don't necessarily, and this is not just this is for anybody in general. When you don't
Pass the rock.
when you don't buy in, shots become harder shots to make.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you buy in and everybody's getting 10, 12, 15, your shots become open shots. And I can count on my hands how many times the ball went from the perimeter to the high post or the low post.
Yeah.
And that's not going to help you get open shots if you're a guard. Now, what happens when the ball touches the low post is a different story. But if you want open shots, you got to, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. No,
they were 4 out on the perimeter, and it was just all of them were launching shots. And then in transition, it was 1-on-3 or whatever they could get.
they self-guard each other. That's a heck of a statement for that team.
I just
They
think
need to pass the ball to each other more. They need to pass the ball to each other
that's
more.
point blank period. If they pass the ball to each other more, they probably be 2-0. They might be 2-0 right now.
Yeah.
And then all their stats are also going to look like they all have been eating. Jordan Brown's going to have 14, 12, 14, so on so. You know what I mean? Like Holt's going to have 20, like whatever the case may be.
One guy makes a shot, then he don't touch it anymore.
McEachern and who else?
Milton.
And Milton.
That went down to the wire.
I didn't get a chance to see that game.
Randy Brady is somebody that we talk about, but we don't talk about enough. He has an old man's game, but he gets it done. He gets it done, like period.
Yeah,
he knows how to play the game. Like he just knows how to play. And Bobby didn't play, and Chance Moore didn't play. And they still pulled it off. That says a lot.
Wait, they beat Milton and Bobby Moore and Chance didn't play?
No.
They didn't play.
Why didn't those guys?
Give it to Milton. LT didn't play either because of football.
Yeah, I think they were hurt. They had some type of ankle or foot injuries. So they said
But McEachern missing Chance and Bobby
that's huge.
is bigger than Milton missing LT.
Oh yeah.
True.
Wait. Yeah.
And then I heard Kevin Dowd was. I had a couple people that called me and said, "Hey man, he gonna be okay at UGA."
You guys were wrong about that pick at UGA, bro. Y'all wrong. Whoever said that he shouldn't be there, he's a dog. He should be there.
Hey, I heard he's dogging out.
He's SEC good.
Bruh, Chase, I mean, he's been good since he was in middle school, bro. He's gotten better.
I heard, man. From the phone calls I got today about Cam and how he was locking people up.
Bro, he's good. He's good. He legit. I saw
it. Win for that program.
Yep.
So that was a good win.
Yeah, he's been good. He has.
What's another game? I
You
see
went to West-
Pebblebrook did that thing with Fayette County.
Pebblebrook is so
Pebblebrook is
fucking
real.
good.
Pebblebrook is real, dog. Pebblebrook is real. They real.
Hey, but what we talked about, the opposite of what we saw from St. Francis, Jamal Kleiss, late in the fourth quarter, only had 4 points. They are passing the ball like they don't care who scores.
They bought in.
And they are. Danny Stubbs is what I saw the weight that Danny Stubbs had to carry with him last year. Danny Stubbs is so much more dangerous this year because he doesn't have to carry them in that way.
Yeah. He doesn't have to score.
Nah,
Trae Young has matured as a point. Like, I have so much great to say about them. Like, defensively, watching even your guy Kemhi Young come out and he's getting it defensively.
You know who the one is, Lock?
Who?
Andre.
Oh, come on, man. I told you. Hey.
Woo.
I know we're on Pebblebrook, but I heard a lot of good things about Caleb Banks from Fayette County. They say 21 points, 14 rebounds. I heard a lot of good things about him.
He's in the scrimmage.
Lock. He's a pro.
He's a pro?
Pro.
I think so.
He's a pro.
I think so. Yeah.
Lock. He's a pro.
Yeah,
I heard a lot of good things about Caleb over the weekend.
He like that.
He like that.
Yeah.
He like that.
Oh, yeah.
But with that team, with Fayette County, like, I saw some kids on their team that if they get RJ Kennedy, I liked a lot. If they get some stuff out of him, the kid Terry Brown, I liked a lot. If they get more out of him, Fayette County, I like that. I like watching Fayette County play. That's a good team. We need their coach on here.
From what I've noticed, Fayette County is always a disciplined, well-coached
team, yeah.
Well team. From what I've
they always have a player.
And they always have some sleepers, yeah. They always got some sleepers that are good.
Caleb is a fucking goon.
What else game Sean had?
Osborne and
Norcross. Oh. I heard got phone calls about that game.
What about?
Man, I heard the score was 19-1 at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah.
I heard, like, y'all was at the game, Bryce was at the game. Great. Like,
you know what? I actually tweeted that I was gonna be there, but I didn't make it till 6.
I watched it. The issue was I felt like Norcross was getting in transition. They were playing at a pace that Osborne wasn't ready to play at yet.
And so that's what I was gonna say. Was the platform just maybe it's too big for all?
Yeah, those kids haven't played an event like that probably in a long time.
He said, "Wait."
They were thrown in the fire. They were thrown in the fire immediately.
Yeah,
but I would expect that they're going. I do think that they're going to get better. Like I do.
I felt like Lakes did a good job of trying to coach that game. He went zone, and he held Norcross at bay in that zone for a long time. Once Norcross found their rhythm scoring against that zone, the floodgates just opened up. And there was nothing else that Osborne could do. They could not throw a rock in a pond, bro. They were getting a lot of open shots. So it tells me the shit that you're running is working because you're getting open shots. When you can't make layups and you're not making,
hey,
Dre,
the platform just too big.
I'll say, Dre, it's different when you got 20 cameras on the court watching you and you've never done it before. Like that's a new experience for them.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not a lot of kids are used to that.
Because before they only had their mom and dad cameras. now you got actual media guys at your game. You know, kids they got the big eyes. You know,
hey, you ain't got
first time strippers.
You ain't gotta tell me RJ Kennedy one of the top 23 guys in the state. I was trying to find a phone number for RJ Kennedy so I could give him a call. That kid can hoop. Osborne. Hey man, y'all killing Osborne in here in these comments, bro. Why do y'all keep going to their games? They just happen to have one of the better players in the state, so that's why we were watching.
I think he's one of the better players in the country, right? He's nationally ranked.
That's fair.
Yeah,
That's fair.
That's fair.
But I mean, look. I mean, listen. Here's the thing. Even as AAU coaches, programs, whatever, we have bad weekends where we don't win a game. So I think it's fair that we give them a chance to. I'm gonna answer that question.
Hey, from what I saw from Dre Young this week, you don't want it, Bryce. You don't want Dre Young from what I saw this week, boy.
Bro,
You don't want Dre Young.
nah, he's nice. I like his game a lot.
Nice.
But what y'all don't understand is I'm nice too. I don't know why y'all keep putting that on everybody else. Like I can't get a bucket.
I don't think you're better than Dre. I respect your game, bro. But Dre Young hooped this week, bro.
We playing half court. We ain't gotta play full court. I ain't about to run with him. So you think he's gonna take the ball from me?
Did you see what he was doing to everybody out? Like,
nah, he nice.
See the bounce pass between two people to Reddish for the dunk?
Nah, bro, he nice. I like to play him one-on-one. Shit. I'll bring my Giannis's to the court, to the gym, my Kobe's. But yeah, I think we got to give Osborne a fair chance to get some more practices and stuff like that.
I watched Buford and Providence Christian play also.
How was that?
Caleb Buckwell is freaking good. Really, really good.
Which kid is that? What's he look like?
Point guard for Buford.
Buford also has a 6'6" wing that's pretty good too. I forgot his name.
I think I wrote that kid's name down too. Hold on.
Can't remember.
Caleb Blackwell's like about 5'9", 5'10" point guard. He's really good. It was good to see Malachi Brown back on the floor again. Had a lot of injuries. You know, when kids be growing and they body hurting and all that stuff, it's hard for him to be on the floor. He looked good out there. Like he was trying to get his legs back under him. I think the kid you talking about, Bryce, is London Williams, I think.
I can't even remember. To be honest. I just know what he looks like.
I seen a ton of tweets
since
from the Lanier and Hart County game.
Yeah, nah, he ain't just gonna take the ball from me, bro. Y'all lost y'all damn mind.
Holla at me, Malik. I got you, bro.
Since we talked about St. Francis, are we gonna talk about Milton? Like,
Yeah, hey, man.
Now, can I say this before I even say anything else? Locke said Kanan Carlisle was a pro.
He's a sophomore. He's a sophomore. Sophomore can't have bad games.
I ain't say he had a bad game.
What you saying, Bryce? I'm waiting.
Yeah, we're waiting.
It's hard to call somebody a pro who's 6'2".
Man, I just caught
Nah, he good. Nah, he's good. I saw some. Nah, he's nice. Don't get it twisted. He's nice.
Hey, cup full of
pink. If I would have said Colin Sexton was a pro at Hillgrove, everybody would look at me crazy. If I said Sharif Cooper is going to be a pro.
Two totally different comparisons.
They're both 6'2" guards.
Colin was like player of the year as a sophomore, as a freshman.
No. Not as a sophomore at Hillgrove. No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was. Region player of the year.
You think, look who Milton, you think Kanan Carlisle, if he wasn't in that region?
Nah, he's good. Nah, he's good. But that's not what I'm talking about. My thing is they lost a game that they should have won. McEachern had two dudes out. They should have won that game.
Bruce ain't come. Bruce had 11 points. Bruce got to step it up. He only finished with, we normally see Bruce score 20, he had 11 points, so he has to step it up. I didn't see the game, but
But who else does Milton? What's Milton's third piece?
Brock Bidwell.
The way Brock played, he been the first piece. Second piece. Okay, really? So that's 3. Brock, Kanan, Bruce. Who after that? If one of them has a bad night,
You got the LT. You got the football player. Them only 4 guys I know. And they got some of the guys they play AAU with on TSF.
Okay. So what's your prediction for them? Because what I saw
I gotta watch the McEachern game. I honestly have to watch the McEachern game online because I just watched them play St. Francis and they look really good. They look okay.
True.
So now they just lost to McEachern. I have to really just watch the game. It's just hard to say. I can't really tell by stats.
Yeah. I say for the first half, they were in control of the most of the game, I feel like. But what I will say about Milton is they buy in. They bought in, I think, at least a little bit more than most schools. They do a lot of clapping and cheering from the bench and the sideline. Somebody take a charge, they all run on the floor. That's for sure. So they at least kind of.
Bryce, I feel like you're not necessarily saying what you want to say. Go ahead and say it, bro.
Yeah, he ain't. Yeah, I feel like he's trying to bring something out.
Yeah, what are you saying?
They have Kendall Campbell too. I forgot about Kendall. They have Kendall, the transfer.
I gotta watch them again.
So you did watch him, and you have no comments?
I watched half.
Okay, tell us about the first half.
I wasn't. I mean, I watched what I watched.
You seen the game? Oh my god! Hey,
I mean, killing
the evaluation.
Come on.
That is my evaluation. I watched the game.
No, check this out. If they was a 2A or 1A public team, you would have went fucking in. You would have got your rocks off.
No. They weren't. They weren't. They are still fundamentally sound.
Hey, dog. 7A is Grayson.
They're good.
Grayson and Pebblebrook in 7A, and that's it. That's what it is, dog. Y'all, the rest of y'all not beating neither one of those two teams.
Is McEachern? Hold on, what's McEachern? 6A?
They're 7A too.
They're 7A.
McEachern tough now, Dre.
Okay.
They not go
like. We have to watch the game. We have to go on SUVTV and watch the game.
You had one program who looked like when they walk on the floor like the Hoosiers, and every time somebody take a charge, they clap it 3 times. And you had another team, McEachern, that just looked like, hey, we here to get it in, and they somehow win. That's my point. And they still didn't have 2 dudes that didn't play. That too. Thank you.
Why didn't you just say that?
I forgot. I mean, he just reminded me. I just wasn't interested, to be honest. I'm good. I watched enough.
I agree. This their year. Watch probably don't want me saying that, but I'm sorry. It's Grayson and it's Grayson and Pebblebrook. Sorry, McEachern. It's Grayson and Pebblebrook.
I think that not St. Francis. What's it called? Milton's probably going to have to do some different things to like maybe get Bruce off the ball. Maybe I don't know. Him to be creative.
I wish I could say something about the game, but I'm not because I haven't seen it yet. So I still have to watch the Jared Cook Classic games. I didn't get a chance to see Berkmar and Cherokee.
Tough.
I watched every game except for the Milton and McEachern game of Sean's event. So I still have that one game to watch plus the Jared Cook Classic games.
Malik Ewing went the fuck off. 29 points, 13 rebounds.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Did Rod outplay for Berkmar?
They tweeted that he did.
With 8 points. And 8 points and 5 assists.
I hate to bring this up after talking about that kid because what I'm talking about has nothing to do with him. But
no, whoever said, hold on, pull that comment from Donald. Whoever said Bruce is not handling the ball, that is a lie.
Yeah, I saw him handle the ball a lot.
That is a lie. Brock is not running no point. Brock is he's off the ball, giving up buckets. He's shooting
that 3, knocking that 3 down.
Yeah,
he was knocking. Now he was knocking that 3 down. That's for sure.
Bruce is did all that in 3 quarters.
Damn.
Yeah, Malik Ewing. That's crazy. Hey, so we're sleeping on Berkmar because
Berkmar 7A.
Yeah, who's in 7A can start Malik Ewing?
But here's the thing, Locke. I don't know their guards other than Rideout. But if you
They got your former kid,
who Camden Blunt,
Cameron Blunt.
but if you trapping and jumping and rotating, you do that for a whole game. Eventually, that pressure might get to you.
Yes, Brad. Hey man, what's understood don't need to be said. Yes,
Brad.
Brad.
Gonna be good though. They're gonna be good.
I agree. Gonna be a lot of man. It's always 7-8 is always gonna be great teams. I have a transfer question.
Let's get it.
Again, not about anyone in specific. I'm asking an honest, just I need to understand question. I see kids. I had a kid that did not play varsity basketball, played freshman and JV at a school, transferred to Kennesaw Mountain, was ruled ineligible, could only play JV this year. He was a freshman last year, sophomore this year, ruled ineligible, could only play JV. I know another kid that transferred from North Cobb High School to North Cobb Christian. Just got his hardship signed off on and was just ruled eligible Thursday. How does GHSA make these damn determinations? How do you see kids that are at one school to start a year and then transfer and they go to another school and they never miss a game?
I don't have the answer to that.
Anybody know? I'm just wondering what happens.
I know. I don't think I can say you better hit them up. Ask for the cheat code. I have no clue.
Yeah, that address, I don't know how it works, to be honest. I couldn't answer that.
I don't know how it works either. Honestly, I don't.
Yeah, I don't.
And I have people calling me, asking me about, oh man, you see this kid transfer? Oh, you see that kid transfer? Oh man, this kid just got announced that he transferred, which I don't like that, announcing that a kid transfers. I don't like that, but each their own. But yeah, I have no idea how some kids are eligible, some kids are not. I have no idea how that works. So I thought I'd ask.
I don't know.
Yeah, I can't answer that one.
Okay.
About Westover and whoever they played.
Oh, yeah. So Westover played Doherty High at the Albany Civic Center. This is the first game at the Civic Center, maybe since like 2012, 2013. And the reason why they had it at that Civic Center, because the social distancing, which you saw a little, but not a lot. But great game, man. Westover ended up beating Doherty by 20, about almost 20, maybe like 18, 17 points. Great game by Isaac Abide, 6'8", 6'9", unsigned senior. And Isaac maybe had got the play of the night for their entire state. I'm finna show y'all this in just a moment. Hold on.
Oh, I'm trying to screen share.
Man, you already know how it goes.
Make sure you have your tabs closed, Lock.
All right. Do y'all see this?
Yeah, blow it up.
Hold on. This was crazy from
Eek. On his head.
Man, when I say the gym went crazy, you heard me.
On his head. Caught him though.
Last time.
He had a good year.
So what was so funny about that is when the kid looked up and was like, oh my God, this is where I fucked up.
You see a name on the Sky replay, it's probably not good.
And KD played pretty well. There's some couple guys played. KD played pretty well. The starting point guard. Bam had a quiet night. Didn't have to do much. Shamir Wingfield. I caught that game. Then I caught Lee County versus Monroe. Dominique Henderson in this 2022 class is the most slept-on player in the state. This kid is big time, Dre. You seen him,
I love that kid.
dude.
I'm sold. I love that kid.
This dude, but now what he's doing, instead of he goes in like in transition, and when he's getting downhill, he's hard to stop. But now he's gotten to the point he can do Euro steps over everybody, and he's finishing and dunking it and doing it with layups. Like he has a big boy layup package. He's one of the best guards in this class this 2022. So when we mentioned the Bruce, the Scooters, the Zaccos, who else is in that class? What's the guy? Green Forest,
Chase Cormier.
Chase Cormier. Dominique is up there. Dominique is up there with those guys. He doesn't have, if he plays ANU this summer with the team that I'm probably going to set him up with, he's going to be like how Derrick Harris was this past summer.
I take it you're not sending him to Georgia Man up. Rockets a hater. Rockets a hater.
Man, you know, man, I ain't got no contract with y'all.
Right.
I ain't no contract with y'all.
Bro, y'all doing 17U this year?
Huh?
Y'all doing 17U this year?
Yes.
But
I hope y'all play Brad first.
Why you want to send us on a murder mission first?
Hey,
oh, you talking about infinite skills?
You gotta get baptized.
You wanna send us on a dummy mission on a first time out? Can we work our way up to that?
Nah, bro. You got to get thrown in the fire just like Osborne, my guy.
What you want us to play? Y'all, Brad, and like PCB or something our first weekend?
Team Force, Brad, us, and then throwing like
USB Elite.
Yeah, y'all can't beat them either because we barely beat them.
Yeah, no shit. Hey,
you know why you can't beat them though? Not because you're not athletic, because they just pass the ball too damn much. Like they make you play defense in a real, like you gotta really guard them. Hey,
come on, Brad. I'm respecting y'all, man. Come on now.
Anyway, Drake, I hope y'all go get some 23-year-olds to play us because
we are.
I know Hoops Hidden Gems is working behind the scenes for you.
Yes. But no, we gotta go 17U. We want to be looked at as a legit program. And so
y'all playing up, or y'all just getting 17U players?
No, we're getting 17U. Our 16s are going to play 16, and we're going to have a legit 17U team.
All right. So this is what you got to do. You got to show me your contract for me to send you players.
Is it wing plates and
I was gonna say within the contract, it's got to be certain things.
Hey man, look. I know. Hey, look. I'm one of those people that know what you like. I got you. I'm one of those people that know. I know what it need to be. We got you.
Let me look at the contract. You know, I got a couple of guys. From Columbus who are looking for a team. Stuff like that. So
Georgia Man Up will be 17U. We are a on the radar independent team.
We got to get Dre like a Tay Watson kind of kid. We got to get him somebody like that, like a Terrell Art. We got to get him a 6'7" dude who can turn up, but be put on for man up.
Yeah.
Don't because if I find him first, I'm gonna keep him.
Don't be shy about getting me a Marcus Foster either. Don't be shy.
You got to go through some digging for that. You got to go do something to find those kids.
Well, Andre, this might just be the year because it's a lot of kids that are gonna play on sign.
Yeah.
So the goal is to get some old kids to start it off.
Mm-hmm. So a lot of unsigned kids probably.
We got and to be honest, man, it's not about it is about building our organization, but it is also about I've been sending kids to other teams for years.
Yeah.
So is Dave. You know what I mean? It's about trying to use the platform and the brand to help kids get to school. That's it.
Hey, Dave need to get you all these prep school kids.
Right.
Oh, we're gonna have some old kids. I'm gonna have some 25-year-old
That's gonna be your 17U team.
Yeah, I'm gonna have some 25-year-old kids playing 17U. Watch. When I play Bryce, my starting lineup gonna be like 27, 25, 31.
Her name would be. Hey, don't put these comments. Don't put these comments. Don't put these comments up.
Right.
Don't put those comments up.
He's not
No one
wrong,
needs to
though.
see those. No one
He's
needs
not
to see
wrong.
those.
Dre, just know I'm already working on those old kids, so you might want to pick up the pieces.
I'm just trying to get in where I fit in, man. I'll never say, hey, Bryce is the Mav Carter of AAU recruiting. I'm never gonna say that I'm you know that I'm going in on with Bryce, but you know we're gonna be in there. We're jumping in.
Here's the thing about it, Dre. At that level,
We may not be the Lakers, but the Hawks is having a good offseason too, so maybe we're the Hawks.
But I mean, really, all you need is one dude. You know what I mean? Like, if you get one dude that's gonna get people to come see your kids.
No, most definitely. It just takes one player.
You know what I mean? Like, you get one dude, and then they kind of, they'll watch the other kids too. So that's really what it's about. You know what I mean? So,
see, I get that one kid that you have, then I have Jelani playing 17U with him.
I've been thinking about letting Jelani play 17.
Oh, the other Jelani.
Yeah,
the Jelani at Marietta.
I've been thinking about letting Jelani play 17.
You let him play 17. Now his buzz. Now I have him play 17 and 16 because he's not probably gonna get as much playing time on 17U, but he gonna get used to the speed. And then when he plays 16U, he's eating.
Yeah.
And that's when he'll start getting his tweets, the videos, and all of that.
Hey, Brad, if I was you, I'll play my 2023 17 too.
Brad, I hope you get some height. Because you got some good guards. But you gonna need at least, I know you used to playing with smaller guys. You got to at least get you a 6'6", 6'7" that can run. Oh, how old is he?
Brad, I might have a 6'8" too, Brad. I'm working on it.
Was there any other games we missed?
I seen a lot of tweets from that Lanier versus Hart County. I seen a ton of tweets about that game. It seemed like that game came down to the wire.
Uh-huh.
I watched Marietta varsity against Douglas County.
Who won that? Douglas County?
Douglas County.
Douglas County's tough to play. They play at Douglas County?
At Marietta.
Douglas County.
Dre, you watched a lot of games. Did you stream them or did you actually go to them?
I went to Druid Hills practice. Okay. I went up to Etowah to watch the JV game. Okay. And then I drove down to Marietta to watch Marietta Douglas County. And then everything else I watched online.
Dang.
Oh, man.
So I watched like 6 games Saturday.
That's what's up, Dre. I'm proud of you. That's what's up, man.
I try to stay on top of it.
What those games that went on that was pretty good this weekend? I see South Forsyth beat Peachtree Ridge. Brandon Scottemeyer put up 20 points.
Mm-hmm. Brandon Scottemeyer 20 points, 8 rebounds. Denmark won, I think.
Hey, we don't give Sutton enough. Sutton is one of the better guards, regardless of class.
Hey, yeah, and if you want to win games, he's gonna win you. He'll win you 20 games a season, easy.
St. Pius got a win this weekend. I'm not sure who they played though.
Over Duluth.
They beat Duluth.
They beat Duluth. And the Brooks kid put in 18 points, 7 assists, 4 steals.
Brooks, yeah.
What else? Newton County lost. Newton lost.
Who they lose to?
Woodward Academy. That's. Now it was by 1 point.
I wasn't expecting that to happen.
I think they say Logan Stevens hit the game-winning shot, 27 points, 4 rebounds, 3 steals. Will Richard put up 31. That's going to Belmont.
That's why they won.
That's huge. But the sophomore kids, Jakai Newton and Stephon Kelson had 22 points apiece. That's tough for a young backcourt. Very, very tough.
It is. How do we feel that they didn't win that game, though? Am I wrong for expecting them to win that game against Woodward?
They lost by 1 at the buzzer. So,
toss-up game, anybody?
Toss-up game, yeah. Toss-up game.
Will
Cass beat Woodstock. Xylon Shaney finished with 24 points. I got to talk about Cedar Shows because if I don't, I'm going to get a ton of text messages. But Cedar Shows end up being the dog shit out of Morgan County, 78-48. And Kashyyyk Brown, he ended up finishing with 34 points, 4 rebounds, 5 steals.
Hey, that's crazy. I didn't know Will was a Fayette County kid. Yes, if he was still with Caleb.
But guess what? Will got his ring last year.
Yes, he did. And he played on the best team in the state last year.
Johnson Savannah got a good win over New Hampstead, 74-55. And Mondre Bowles, 19 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Antonio Baker Jr. 26 points, 6 rebounds. It was some good games over the weekend. It was a good weekend to start it off. It was a good tip-off.
I feel like it was.
Yeah. Woodville Tompkins got a good win last night over Groves.
Jared Cook,
Powers.
some good games too.
Hey, what I want everybody to do before we close this show, we're going to make our schedules each week. Tag Love of the Game. Also use hashtag #OneGeorgia. And tag us on your schedule. You never know, man. We looking through Max Prep for games, but maybe we looked over your game, man. You never know where we're going to end up on Tuesday nights, Friday nights. Might end up.
I know where I'm going. Tuesday, where are you going?
I don't know yet.
I'm going to Columbia. I'm going to the Columbus Classic Shootout on Tuesday night. And it's a couple of good games. You got Shaw versus Valdosta, Russell County versus Campbell, Dutchtown versus Monroe. That's a game that I really want to see. Because Dutchtown lost last night by 1 against the Langston Hughes. And then you got Hardaway versus Langston Hughes.
Langston beat Dutchtown by 1?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So that Dutchtown versus Monroe, you got Hardaway versus Langston Hughes. You got, I guess, Booker T. Washington versus East Coweta. You got Central versus Kendrick. And all of this is at Carver High School in Columbus, Georgia, this upcoming Tuesday. So I'm definitely going to go out there and catch a few games. So that would be my tweet, Bryce, when you tweet me out. Columbus Classic Shootout.
Got you. Yeah, I'm interested to see what East Coweta can do this year too. Very interested in that.
I want to see Sammy Moss in high school. I watched him a lot during AAU. A whole lot. I love to see him in high school setting and see how he's going to dominate. He's going to put up those big scoring numbers. Because what I've noticed over the years, some kids are just better at playing AAU than high school basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you see this kid drop 20-25 consistently in AAU, but then they get to high school, you see them averaging 8 to 10 points. And they're still the best player on their team, but maybe they just can't get in the groove. I don't know what you think, Bryce. Are some guys are just better AAU players because it's more up and down?
I think sometimes AAU coaches provide an environment sometimes that's a little bit more relaxed. And it allows that kid to sometimes, go up and down a little bit more. Sometimes you change it. Sometimes your position is changed. Things like that. I think sometimes that's why the kids look different in different environments sometimes. Not saying that high school coaches don't allow that. You know what I mean? But I just know that
So
sometimes
if you're a
system.
college, well, I want to ask a college coach this. So if a kid looks better on his AAU team than his high school team, what would that say about the player? Or you as a
Well,
college coach, like he can play because you see him during AAU.
yeah.
But
No,
if
I
he
mean,
doesn't. Mhm.
what I do is like if I see a kid, like I saw a kid yesterday that I was watching play high school basketball. What I would do with him in AAU is, what I would do with him in AAU is completely change his position, put him somewhere else, because that allows him to try to showcase his game a little bit more. So he might look better in the summer than he did in the school season, because maybe in the school season he has to do a specific role. Whereas for me, I want that kid to get exposure, highlights. So I'm gonna try to move him and do something exactly opposite. So like with Terrell Art, he mainly played the 4. I wanted to get off of the box and play the perimeter. Now, I would call him over and say, I need you to go get a bucket real quick. Go down low, post up 2 times, get two buckets, then go back out. So in high school, sometimes, bigs are bigs in high school. You know what I mean? So it just, no.
I think too depends on the coach to tag on to what Bryce is saying. AAU, I think there are some coaches who have certain systems that, they're going to stick with their system no matter what. And it's not necessarily about, they're a little less likely to abandon the system to help a player or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like a different way of managing the game. I guess I would say. I'm trying to find a good way to say what I'm going to say, but it's not coming out like I want it to come out. But I don't think a lot of high school coaches are going to change their system to, showcase their player.
And I think you're right, but that makes the kid want to transfer then, because when a kid believes in his ability and it's proven, and it's like, hey, you're holding me back because you don't want to change your style of offense. Like I know some coaches who don't have sides, but they love to do duck ins. They have 6'3", 6'4" a post, but they have solid guards. But because sometimes I think of like this, a lot of coaches, they coached on the way they was coached when they was in high school, back in the 80s and 90s, where the post players ruled. Back then they ruled it back then, but now it's a guard's game.
I agree. I also think though, the coaches that really stay on top and watch summer basketball, they see the growth in their players and they're a little more willing, I think, to take advantage of that. Like Coach Maxwell in here talking, I adjust for my talent. I think the coaches that stay on top of what happens in the summer, it makes it an easier adjustment period, because it's like, if you haven't watched what happens in the summer, then you haven't seen that player play since the previous February.
It's March.
So he's walking into your gym in October and you're trying to judge that. And your instinct is to base it on what happened last season. Well, you missed this whole 6 months of growth. You know what I mean? And you may be watching this kid in practice and trying to get to know him every day, but like I think the coaches who kind of watch that the adjustment is easier.
Yeah, because I see now it's at the point, and me and Brad had this discussion. Because you got a 6'8", that doesn't mean you need to make him a back to the basket type post player. That's gone. But I see it all the time where it's like, he needs to post up more. I'm like, he's not posting up during AAU. So the entire summer,
they want to see if the bigs can shoot anyway. They want to see if they can be stretch fours anyway.
So you're trying to make this kid somewhere, he doesn't mind. Some kids don't mind going to the block, but you can't make them live down there unless they're dominating. But a lot of kids, they're 6'8", 6'9", they normally don't dominate as well on the block anymore. They're like a Jabbar. Jabbar is not a back to the basket post.
Right. And
He's
you
a
can't
face up. And he gets the job done. So it's like that's where the game is going. But I think a lot of coaches are still in this old school mindset. Think I'm gonna put it down low. He's gonna bang. Like, coach, you got a 6'4" post, 6'5" post. Like, what are you doing? But that's why I see in South Georgia a lot. You don't see it a lot up here in Atlanta. But when you go below the airport, it's like, quit trying to make some of these players back to the basket. Kid, and Bryce, man, you had this discussion.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, if that's what the kid is doing to get a scholarship, but, I'm starting to see what you were saying just by looking at Isaac Obide. Isaac Obide does not want to turn his back to the basket at all. He's a senior. He's never done it. He's never going to do it. But he looked it well, running the floor, blocking shots, knocking down threes,
right,
and dunking the ball.
And that's the thing. A lot of kids that we see that are 6'7", 6'8" at the next level, they might be stretched forward anyway, so they're going to be required or asked to make that shot or be able to knock that shot down. So I think if you can prepare them now, it not only makes them better in college, but it's probably going to make your high school team more dangerous if you got a big that can create mismatches on the perimeter.
So in that case, if you see a kid looks good in high school, looks great in ANU, but only looks solid in high school, would you still recruit him? Like, he might have a mediocre high school season, but this summer he was just killing.
I would. I think
you got to see him in all different lights.
Yeah, and I think based on what the college coaches have been saying to us on this show, right? They look at the summer to see a kid's ability, and then they look at the high school to see how he may look in a system. Mm-hmm. Well, it may just be that system. So, but if I saw a certain ability in high school or in AAU, he may not necessarily show it to me in a game, but I want to see how he is in practice. Mm. Is he working hard in practice? Because then I want to understand, can he actually be in a system? Some guys just struggle being in any type of structure. That would concern me. But, if the system just ain't his cup of tea as far as, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Put a Roy statement.
You talking about Ray?
Yeah. Roy. Coach. No, the next one.
Blue.
This make a lot of sense. Because now a lot of kids are not alphas. Because they're used to playing on talented teams or talented ANU teams. They're not used to being that guy. That doesn't make them a bad player, but that doesn't mean they're ready to be that guy. So, good comment.
We all know what kid you're talking about.
You struggle to establish a position on the pot, that kid. Exactly. So it's like, why are we forcing our kid to be on the block? Like, I get it, but it's like kids want to face. Like, what players in the NBA is playing that back to the post?
They don't do that in a lot of the Europeans. They don't necessarily force them under the basket. I don't think.
Like, what player? Like, I don't know. It's interesting.
That's all tough, man.
But you know what? That's the difference between winning some of those tougher games, thinking outside the box, winning those state championships, winning those region games, and so on and so forth. I think.
I say to the kids, man, keep grinding it out, and be careful, man. High school, you almost got to pick high schools like you pick a college, man. You got to look at that roster, look at the coach, understand what system that they run in. You gotta be careful.
So you saying the neighborhood kids shouldn't go to their neighborhood schools?
I'm saying a kid that if you know the primary way, if you know that your parents need that money for you to go to college, if nobody else in your family has gone to college, if basketball is your avenue, then you have to take care of that and you have to be smart about it. There are no dumb basketball players anymore, so you having your grades right is just an absolute, right? Like you got to have grades to hoop nowadays. There's no Prop 48 anymore, so that goes without saying. But like you have to be smart about the rest of the decisions that you make. You know, you got to know what you're getting yourself into. If you're a guard and you know you go somewhere that has a team full of guards, like, or you know, you go to a school that runs the flex and that offense don't fit you. If you're not a mid-range assassin, you know what I'm saying? Corner three, mid-range assassin, you may not want to do that. So you got to be smart about where you go.
So you got to do your research.
You got to do your research, man. The neighborhood school, hey, man, look, the neighborhood coach might not like you. Just because you live in that neighborhood, bro, don't mean that, you know.
And I seen an instance where a coach didn't like a kid because his dad took his spot while they was in high school.
Yeah, it's all kinds of stuff.
So I seen instances like that. So like you say, you got to do your research.
Got to do your research. You got to do your research. Make a smart.
And no, I'm not saying that players shouldn't post. But with the style of the game, you can have undersized post players, and you know you do. But if you got a player like 6'8", 6'9", and he doesn't want to go in the post, a lot of times he's going to transfer because he's not happy. I seen that happen where a kid normally said, "I don't mind going to the post, coach, but I don't want to live down here because I'm not playing there at the next level."
And two, if you got knucklehead guards and you're not making those guards get him the ball, and that guy's not getting touches down there,
hey,
you can tell him to go post up all you want. But if you're not
getting the ball
on those guards, yeah.
So me and Bryce just talked about that with a kid where their team is jacking up shots, and they got a 6'9" post, and he doesn't get any touches. So it's like you want me to box out, you want me to
do everything.
You want me to block shots in there, but you can't reward me of getting the shot. I mean, getting the post. I'm giving you giving you somewhere to pass the ball, and you don't want to hand it to me. You don't even want to give me a drop off to get a dunk.
Here's the thing about it. Even if you make the entry pass to the kid in the low post, and he doesn't do anything with it, it's the fact that you're keeping the defense honest. It's the fact that you're even acknowledging that you're giving the kid the ball. We appreciate, man. You just set all these screens. You're doing all these defensive rebounds. We at least gonna let you touch the ball, man.
I feel like Jalen Rose says it best. That ball has energy, and when everybody's getting to touch it, they feel more involved. They're gonna run back on defense a little bit harder. They're gonna play defense a little bit better when everybody's touching the ball. And to me, you've seen it with the team that we, praised the most during this show was Pebblebrook. Ball is moving. Everybody's touching it. The energy, the momentum stays high. Everybody got a little bounce in their leg. So
no, that makes sense.
For the teams where the ball's not moving and we're saying, hey, that ball ain't moving, those teams are struggling right now.
Oh yeah, they're losing. Like we seen some teams are 0-2 because they're not they're not passing the ball around. They out here looking for 30 for 30.
Yeah.
30 points or 30 shots.
Guards didn't pass on the ball and drifted to the perimeter. I was going nuts. He was trying to get a touch. He was out there on the 3-point line because he was trying to get a touch.
But that's the thing. Guards are not going to pass it to the post like that anymore.
They don't know how.
They're not even looking.
They don't know how to fake high hit, fake high hit low. They don't know how to do none of that.
They don't even know how to get to the angle where, all right, I'm at the top. Let me goddamn dribble to the wing and just give them an entry pass. They don't even do that.
They don't do that.
Gotta drill it in practice. And in timeouts, your big will post harder if you cuss one of them guards the fuck out in the timeout about getting him the ball.
Hey, Locke used to make fun of me over summer because I used to run this play called elbow, and I would have the 4 or the 5 run from the baseline to the elbow, and that point guard had to pass him the ball. And in that in that instance, it was that player's responsibility who caught the ball at the elbow to either catch and shoot, or you need to be good enough to make a move and get to the basket. And it was simple. All you're doing is just running up the line. I actually stole it from somebody else. But what it did was it gave that dude a touch.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, he puts the ball on the floor, one dribble, spin move, bam. He hit the free throw line. It's simple. Like, it's not even hard. You don't have to make it intricate. He's still playing the low post, but I just made him come to the high post and we fed him the ball. He posts up at the elbow. He turns him, he either shoots or he makes a move. But that is like, dang, we're going to get you to rock. And then when the kid gets confident in himself, he's going to say, yo, run that. Give me the ball.
So basically, how we're looking at things, high school, not every high school, some high schools may not be practicing giving it to their post players. So that's on the coach.
They probably don't. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Mm-hmm.
Because we watch it. We see it all the time where post players don't get post. So it's like, are they even actually practicing that? Like giving this kid the ball?
They might. I mean, they might not. I just know that the way that I played growing up, and the way that I coach, I still believe basketball is an inside-out game. I still believe that a 4 or a 5 still needs to touch the ball, and we can cut off him and move. Not every possession, but I still feel like that's the way it is. And then, when they sag on him, we kick it back out. We knock down the 3. That's just my belief. So
no, but look, that's why I feel like a lot of kids leave ANU teams, especially post players.
Mm-hmm. They don't touch
the
ball
because they don't touch the ball.
Yeah,
the guard's always taking a ton of shots, and you got this guy running up the floor, rebounding and blocking shots. We went down 5 to 8 possessions, and he haven't touched the ball.
Yeah. You're gonna lose your. You're gonna lose them. Yeah, you're gonna lose them mentally. They're gonna check out all that. Mm-hmm.
Then now you gotta deal with his pops, his mom, his trainer.
Yeah,
and now you just got a headache for the weekend.
So I'll be back though. I don't know when Jared Cook tomorrow. I'm gonna be there because I got nothing else to do. I'm gonna pull up, I think.
So no hospitality rooms anywhere.
I don't think so. I think those days are over with for now.
Dang. I'm going to be at Wentford, the Atlanta Express event this week. I'm looking forward to that on Saturday. That and Kowalski event this Saturday. That's the event I'm looking forward to. Are any of y'all going to Hoopsgiving?
Oh, I forgot about that, which is crazy. How do you forget about Hoopsgiving?
I think I'm gonna chill, man. I think I'm gonna.
Hoopsgiving probably gonna be $50 to get in the door.
Yeah, I'm gonna lock in on SUV TV. I'm gonna get my pass. I'm gonna lock in on SUV TV and watch the festivities. Try to do my part, keep the case count down. I'm gonna feel like I'm in there with y'all though. I'm gonna wear my mask in the living room.
Mask up.
Yeah, I'm gonna mask up in the living room.
You gonna be in your leftovers?
Definitely.
For sure. For sure.
So
but I will be that weekend. I will be at the Love of the Game. The network will be at the Hardwood Invitational. We're gonna come and take that thing over.
Yes, sir.
We'll be down at Warren Robins. I'll be masked up.
Hey, what y'all looking forward to for Thanksgiving?
Cranberry sauce.
Look for them candy yams.
Yeah.
Them candy yams. Oh.
Definitely.
I think I'm gonna try to fry a turkey.
You gonna try?
I think I'm gonna
try.
I've never fried one. I've smoked one before. I've done one in the oven before, but I've never fried a turkey before.
Save us some. Let us know.
I think I might fry one. Hopefully, I don't catch the whole house on fire.
Good luck, bro.
Definitely eating the ham sandwiches all weekend.
So who gonna invite me to get a plate, man? Who gonna invite me over for a plate?
Hey, send me all the tape. I got a lot of time on my hands. After tomorrow, after I do the Hoops Hidden Gems podcast tomorrow, I actually don't have another podcast to do until next Sunday. So y'all won't hear from us until next Sunday, the 29th. I got a big break. Locke is going to be happy. I'm going to be bored. So,
29th?
Well, I finally got. Well, we're going on vacation, Bryce. We got a vacation.
This our
We got a
vacation.
holiday.
We got a holiday break. Love of the
How you
game.
pull that one off?
Love of the game will not be back on the air until the 29th of November. We're taking Thanksgiving Day off. We will give you a podcast on next Sunday after Thanksgiving to tell you about all the great basketball that we watch, but you will not see us for a week. We're taking a well-deserved break. I've been pushing the guys really hard. Locke is right. This is one of those times where Locke was 100% right. I was going to do a podcast on Thanksgiving Day. Locke is 100% right. We should take a break. It's well deserved. But before we go though, I do want to say thank you. We have been going twice a week, every week since March.
Yeah.
And these guys have been here doing their damnness to cover everything from AAU. We started doing these. We were on quarantine. The city was on shutdown. There was nothing going on. And everybody started digging in the crates for highlights for kids, making it happen, 2 shows a week, 4 hours a week, every week since quarantine. This is show 63 that we've done, and just a phenomenal job. I appreciate all the support from you guys. We've grown over quarantine, now launching the Love of the Game Network. Proud of everything that we were able to accomplish, and we're going to take it to new heights, man. We're going to make sure that COVID doesn't impact these 2021s that need that exposure to college coaches. But I say all that to say, through AAU, through coaching, through doing workouts, through covering camps, these guys are pulling double duty and still coming here to do the show, and I appreciate that. So a well-deserved break.
That's a good point, guard, man. That's the best thing I heard you say in a long time. That's good. I appreciate that, man. I'm gonna go to work with a smile on my face just because you said that, man. You made me. Hey.
Well, hey, man. Well-deserved break, man. I appreciate all the work that went into it. I understand it's not always easy, but we got it done, fellas. So. A well-deserved break. We'll be back next Sunday for episode 64. We'll be back next Sunday. We're going to be covering Hoops Giving. We're going to let you know what happened at the Hardwood Invitational in Warner Robins. We're going to have live coverage down there. You can check us out. We'll be online. We'll be doing our thing. We'll be working, but no official podcast until the 29th of November.
Yes, sir.
Take it easy at the table. We need you for next season. No chance that I do that, but I am gonna be getting on the treadmill. I've been trying. I've been here and there, hit and miss with the treadmill, but I'm making it a dedicated statement. 4 days a week, I'm going to be on the treadmill, trying to make sure that I'm around for next season. I feel like Big Pun. I just lost 100 pounds. I'm trying to live.
Hey. I thought of some new versus battles. Yo Gotti versus Plies would be good.
Or Dolph.
Yo Gotti was probably smoked down.
I don't know.
Plies
got some hits.
Because he have 20.
Yes. Bro, Plies go back from like 05, 06.
Yeah, Plies got some work.
Hey, don't offer me free food. I will pull up on you in Florida. Plies do got some hits.
It depends on what part of Florida. I can't go every part.
Yeah.
Florida lit.
If it's those Bethune-Cookman wings, we can talk. We can talk. Hey,
let's get out of here, man. That's our show.
All right, let's do it.
That's our show, man. We getting out of here, man. I want Locke to be able to start his vacation.
He in Daytona for real. hey, he know about them Bethune Cookman wings. Hey,
here Daytona. Okay.
Y'all go to Daytona anyway, Locke, for OCR for
that's how I know about him.
mhm.
Best wings in the land. Hey,
got a cool little beach though. Low key.
Oh wow. Here we go. Because I already know what's coming next. Y'all, it starts with the wings in Daytona, and then I know where it's going after that. This is the Love of the Game podcast, episode 63. We're signing off. We'll see you November 29th, man. Y'all stay easy. Take care of each other. Call somebody in your family. Tell them that you love them. Be careful over the holidays, man. Mask up. Stay socially distanced. We want a basketball season, so follow the rules, please. Yeah.